I would give up. I've already given up on Laura. Fuck Laura. I want nothing to do with that horrible bitch. Guile all the way, boys. I haven't even watched the Bob Ross video. I don't even know what those are doing there. Honestly, YouTube recommended videos make no sense to me sometimes. I've never even watched anything related to painting. Guile's my favorite. Fuck Laura. Laura's a brief fling. Guile's like one of my favorite characters in the series. What kind of shitty ass fucking punish was that? Where's the stay medium kick? To be honest, I've only played Guile one time. 3 times. 2 times. I played him in the one Bath Cup for Giles. I played him in the aftermath of that Bath Cup. And then I played him on the day that I made the Guile B&B video. I've played Guile a disturbingly small amount. I just haven't played Street Fighter V seriously. Because I've been fretting's the wrong word. I've been too busy like scripting and deciding stuff about this whole Shoryuken nonsense. Oof. Anti-Air Super 2 is pretty good. 2 parries. You have a follow-up there, but 2 parries is sometimes preferred, especially at the beginning of a round. Guile's fun, you just fucking throw fireballs. 100% of Guile is throw fireball and then watch what they do. Guile is a fully reactionary character. I do remember that. BK was here. He showed up right at the beginning of the stream. He was like, oh shit, hey. What is it actually like? Aha. Guile always has really big combos. Guile is always the most combo-friendly character in every game he's in. Damn, ominous congrats. Not to detract from your glory, but that just reminds me I've got to go email, trying to get my diploma. I always forget to list Q on tall character whenever I'm listing tall characters. Q is tall. Q cannot crouch Remy Sonic Booms. That was a failed taunt. You see how he started to do the taunt? You can tell whether a taunt succeeded or failed. You can get blood taunts. You can take damage during a taunt and still get the defense boost. Um, but you can tell whether a taunt succeeded or failed by the screen shake. If the screen shake happens, then the taunt succeeded. You have to hit Q quite early in order to prevent him from even getting the health upgrade. But you've got a lot of time to hit him before he recovers. I talked about this matchup like last video, or several videos ago, last time we watched Third Strike. Q has an extremely easy time getting up all his taunts and then an extremely hard time doing anything after that. But if he ever gets anything, he does a fuck ton of damage and Remy does almost none. So the damage differential is quickly made up. Ryo G is the Q. I think if Akuma makes it back to Street Fighter V, he will have some things from Oni. I do not think Oni will come back per se. I think that Oni will never come back, but I feel like Shin Akuma will be merged with Oni. I feel like those two characters will be combined. And the result might be called Oni, but he will have more in common with Shin Akuma than Oni has inherently. But I think in general, Akuma will just adopt some things that Oni has. If they're gonna change like Shotos to make them more different, the extremely easy thing to do would be to take Akuma, who's already a popular character, but unfortunately very similar to Ryu, and then just modify him with stuff that already like is functional and well designed in Oni. It'll make sense from a lore perspective, it'll make sense from a gameplay perspective, and it'll help differentiate the characters while also keeping people who liked Oni, also keeping them like happy. It'll be good for everyone if they do it right. Take the best of both characters, roll them together. Now the real question is, why do people like Oni? Almost always when people play Oni, they play Oni because they really like getting FADC combos to do a fuck ton of damage. Also, people like the cool air demons. Akuma always has a raging demon. Remember in Cross Tekken where he had two supers when everyone else in the game had one? It's quite likely that they'll do something like that again if he comes back. They've shown that they were willing to do it as recently as fucking Cross Tekken. That one, oh, that's kind of interesting. The fireballs didn't separate fast enough. Retarded meaties. I have a video on my channel of Oni getting a last frame back medium punch counter hit and then linking into Ultra 2. It needs the last frame connect and it needs the counter hit, or else it doesn't work. And it's a one frame link with both of those. It's pretty easy to link into other stuff. Back medium punch has quite a lot of active frames. Akuma does tend to have a lot of fucking special moves, doesn't he? I think he had 7, counting air and ground special moves as different special moves. You got the teleport, you got the uppercut, you got air fireball, ground fireball, red fireball, uh, air tatsu, and ground tatsu. Pretty comprehensive little list there. I almost never see this matchup. This is a really unusual matchup to see. There aren't that many Akuma players, even though Akuma is considered to be quite strong. He's considered to be very risky as a tournament character, and not in the cool grappler kind of way. For what it's worth, Yun and Yang have low health too, but Akuma's is even lower. Akuma's health is like noticeably awful in this game. He just dies so fast. Ugh. The demon. Demon flip and I think I said teleport, but demon flip I didn't list. And demon flip's branching. It's not multiple special moves, but you know, it's worth noting that it branches. Maybe it wasn't counter hit. Maybe you just need the last frame connect for it to be a one frame link. Wow. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I remembered it being super hard. I had to double check what I did. Maybe I linked Ultra 1. Man, I don't remember. I'll find the video. Oh, it might have been before they buffed Ultra 2. It might have been like a pre-Ultra video. Man, I don't remember. It's been too long. EX is the only version that isn't fully useless. That was a punish. Pretty nice. Pretty intelligent. Last turn crouch medium punch works. I don't think I was thinking of that, but it's interesting if that works. Any cool mods for Dragon's Dogma that expand on anything? The most popular mods for Dragon's Dogma are nudity related mods and mods that give you unlimited sprinting and unlimited inventory space and like no weight limits, that is. And I think there's a mod that gives you 6 skills as a warrior. Or no, I don't think it gives you 6 skills. I think it lets you change your skills in the pause menu. So you can just swap out whatever skills. But I don't like that mod. I think that choosing what skills to take is one of the decisions. I like decisions that have like good and bad consequences in video games. I think that's the only time you're really kind of weighing and making intelligent decisions. Fuck. Crookie right on time. What the hell? Why didn't you just flash kick? That actually got almost all the hits. I'll take it back. Reaction punished sucks for EX head stomp. I mean EX command grab, but I think that's the one where you'd least use it for surprise value. That one has other purposes besides its surprise value, like how it's throw immune and like how it punishes projectiles pretty well and stuff like that. That it goes really far. You wouldn't just try to surprise people with that, I don't think. More like try to reset them with it or something. I don't know, man. You have to try and surprise people with it to a degree because you can't combo into it. But more like it's fast enough to catch people if they're already pre-committed to other shit. I have no opinion on Maximilian. Damn, that Raging Demon. This Akuma's a god. Those are really hard to do in this game because you can't do the last 3 as one input. You've got to do them in sequence. The motion is the same though. Hold forward, jab, jab. No, wait, what is it? Towards plus strong, plus jab, and then jab, down forward, like a card punch. Down forward still works. Was it a normal aspect medium punch in Ultra 2? Man, I don't remember. It's been too long. It wasn't even meaty? Or was it meaty? Don't look at me. Maybe there was absolutely nothing special about that video. Super is normally the counter for Akuma's teleport, but Urian's super is insanely bad at catching Akuma's teleport. I've actually heard a decent argument that you should pick Super 2 in this matchup as Urian, and that's unheard of because Super 1 is the only Super 1 is okay and Super 3 is great. No one ever brings up Super 2 for Urian. But it kind of makes sense because the Super 2, one of the big things about it is it does a lot of dizzy, and Akuma's dizzy is extremely bad. And mirrors aren't that useful on Akuma because you can teleport out of them and there's not a lot Urian can do about it. So picking Super 2 gives you juggles that do a lot of dizzy, and it also gives you a way to chase down teleports um, and do high damage. The no mix up mix up. 7 extra frames. That still doesn't sound right. If it's 1 frame, doing it meaty will make it 5 more. So I guess on counter hit. 5 more than counter hit. Fuck, I don't know, fuck. I will never sell out. I will always just stream what I want to stream, and people can come in if they want to. I will be the cure of the evil that is Max. You like how I just said something extremely selfish and then like attributed it to... I think he was looking for a super there. If the opponent jumps over that on reaction, Akuma can do DP cancel to super or even just super by itself to punish that jump. And it's a very difficult parry to not die. Urian's tag team partner. What the fuck does that mean? Damn, where the fuck do you live when it's 2 a.m.? I'm gonna sell out immediately. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, I'm playing fucking Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And then I'll pretend to get scared. Fall out of my chair. And then Justin Wong will hide in my closet. Wearing a fucking Freddy suit. And I'll scream like a little girl. With a face cam. That was a teleport to the corner, so it wasn't... It was kind of hard to punish. But Q could have punished it with anything. I think anyone will watch that because I'd be doing it, like, ironically. It'd be funny. They'd be self-aware. Look how much damage that did. Holy shit. EX slaps literally exists only to be something that Q can do if he doesn't have charge that's still good. Q is so stiff in this matchup. Q's stiffness is like more apparent in this matchup than any other. Q just has such a hard time navigating against Akuma. The Tatsus, the air fireballs, like the supers. Q just hates moving. It's not the worst matchup in the world. It's not a good matchup. Akuma wins it. Q is Robo Detective K. He could have canceled that to taunt. Why the hell didn't he? Back hard kick cancels. What he canceled into didn't matter there. You can cancel normals into taunts in this game. And I think he still would have recovered in time to be safe. One active frame doesn't hurt that much. Nice. He waited and watched and got it. It's always tricky to get out of that successfully. Five Nights at Freddy's is actually very near and dear to my heart. I played all of them. I was afraid for a really long time of animatronics as a kid. And that series like captures my like primal fear of animatronics. I don't know why I was afraid of them. I also think that I also feel like he found a good formula and then found good ways to improve on the formula. Or more accurately, I think 3 and 4 were good ways to improve on the formula. I think 2 was kind of worse than 1. I think in some ways it was better, but in a lot of ways, in gameplay, it was worse. I think 1 and 2, once you know how to play them, they fall apart as games. But 3 and 4 are still good. 3 and 4 are fun to play even when you understand. Even when you know there's nothing to be afraid of. They're all stressful, but I think 1 and 2 are stressful in the wrong way. Or like they're stressful in the right way until you know what's going on, and then they're stressful in the wrong way. When you really understand not how to not get captured, they're stressful in the micromanaging way. Um, I don't know about I don't know that much about Scott Cawthorn. I just know he exists. I like 3 and 4 a lot. I like 1 and 2 a lot. I like all the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I think they're spectacular. I don't even mind that he rushed out like fucking 4 in 3 years or something like that. I don't mind all the fucking merchandise, even though I've never bought one and never will. I think he found a good formula, and I think it plays to his strengths really well. He understands tension, he understands jump scares, he understands fucking shitty 8-bit Atari style games, pre 8-bit. There were so many good Oni players who just made me feel like Oni couldn't be good because they were so good. Remember Sanford? Sanford's Oni was immaculate. Hey, I've actually done that parry. That's like a really common sequence from Akuma players. Red Fireball, crouch medium kick, hard Tatsu. For some reason. Sanford had such a good Oni. He did all the Oni tricks. You know what I mean? He did everything that Oni has that's good and unique to him. And it still wasn't enough. I could like talk for an hour about why Five Nights at Freddy's is good. As a connoisseur of horror games. Sanford versus Ringo, that Japanese Goken player, is actually one of my favorite sets ever. My absolute favorite set ever is Snake Eyes versus Santaramon. Favorite set in Street Fighter 4, that is. That set is literally perfect. It's a terrible matchup. It's a US player. It's a Japanese player. Two of the strongest players of their characters. And fucking super aggressive hard reads on both sides. In a decently long set, it's like 10 minutes. I never played PT. Now I regret it because it's gone. PT was the prelude game to Silent Hills, which got cancelled for reasons that have never been made available. You know, Guillermo del Toro wasn't in on why Silent Hills was cancelled. They didn't tell him why. They didn't even tell him it was getting cancelled. It was just abruptly like, hey, you're off the project. Junji Ito. Junji Ito. Fucking master of horror. Guillermo del Toro. Master of fucking, I don't know, tension. Cinematics. And fucking Kojima. Master of video games and storytelling. All working on a fucking Silent Hill game. Set up to be the greatest thing ever. And then, plug got pulled. It was so perfect. It was so perfect. I want to see that parry. I want to see dash in parry into super. Oh. The fucking CEO of Konami better have had a fucking vision from God that the Earth would be destroyed unless they put all of their stocks into pachinko, because that is the only reason that that's okay. Ooh, went for the low dash punch. The overhead dash punch is safe, but you can counter hit it pretty easily. The low dash punch I'm pretty sure is unsafe, and you can also counter hit it pretty easily. Low cat dash punch doesn't combo to anything, but if it's EX, you can cancel the first hit into Super 1. The overhead dash punch links into Super 2 on crouching opponents. Pachinko is like some weird Japanese metal ball gambling fucking machine that like Konami has invested like all of their funds into. Konami is like all about pachinko. Pachinko machines supposedly make a fuck ton of money. They're like fucking better than mobile gaming in terms of like how much people are willing to spend on them for no fucking reason. The most basic gameplay, not even gameplay. Something that combines video games and gambling would be really popular. I can't believe how incredibly poor the decisions of canceling Silent Hills and fucking the handling of the final third of uh I can't believe those two happened in sequence that perfectly. Yeah, SNK's been trapped in pachinko for a while. That's been their only like fucking money source. I know there's a KOF game, a KOF pachinko game that has like better cinematics than KOF 14. MGS 5 is not a good MGS to start with, I wouldn't think. I don't know that, but every other MGS would not be a good one to start with. MGS is one of those series that you really should just play in order. Of course, it's pretty hard to get hold of fucking Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 since they were Amiga games. But if you start with Solid and just play all the Solid games, you'll probably be alright. All you need to know about Metal Gear. There's a character called Solid Sneak, and he's on a quest to kill his father Bad Boss. They're in the HD collection? I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I like that. Use the healing as an opportunity to get a taunt off. That's better than nothing. It's better than any meter build he could have gotten. Ooh, very good reaction. A real life Psycho Crusher? What the fuck? I can't even imagine how you do that in real life. I'm picturing that scene from the movie where Bison did one. And I can't think of a way to do it without fucking ropes. Oh, he missed the lariat. You have to do that really fast. The lariat's a really unusual follow-up. You only do it when your follow-up options are really garbage. Like if you're really far from the corner. Nice! Whiff universal overhead, do super. Kinds of baits like that are kind of strong in this game. But they're super risky. Peace Walker's the game that I stopped on with Metal Gear. I haven't played 5, I haven't played Ground Zeroes or, you know, the other one. Because I'm trying to play Peace Walker first, but I haven't played Peace Walker because I like just haven't touched my PSP in a while. I think I was like I got most of the way through Portable Ops, and I think that kind of killed my interest somehow. I feel like 4 wrapped the series up so well that I like stopped caring about what happened after. I feel like everything was building up to 4, and then I got 4, and I was like, okay, that's what I was waiting for. He dropped the combo that was gonna kill, and now, oh, and now he lost. The city is getting a console port soon. It's currently in arcades, I'm pretty sure. Either that or it's being developed for arcades, I don't remember. But supposedly that's going to be a PS4 game at some point. I didn't like Dissidia. I know I like fighting games and I like Final Fantasy, so it seems like a match made in heaven. But I didn't like the basic gameplay. Biden Kaitos is supposed to be like a game that everyone loved. Everyone who played it loved it. I heard Peace Walker was at least as good as Solid 3 in terms of gameplay. Bait Kaitos. I've never played that game. I know everyone loves it, that's all. You might. I didn't like the way that like Brave or whatever, you had to like attack in 2 different amounts. It's like you had one attack that would reduce the opponent's some stat, like Brave, and then another attack that would reduce their HP. And then someone's Brave like affected how much damage they do against HP or something like that. It was like a really weird, there were 2 stats to lower. But only lowering one of them would cause you to win, but you didn't want to only lower one because there was advantages, good advantages of lowering the other one. I don't quite remember. It's been like a really long time. I played it when it was new. But it was something like that. And being good was, like, a lot of being good was just optimizing the way you were attacking. But, like, one player versus comp fighting games I always think are extremely mediocre. The super jump to make it safe. It's kind of interesting. I think Fire Emblem 10 did too shitty. Stand hard kick just beating EX Mallet. Found it. Let's check this out. Oh yeah. I'll watch this in a minute. I saw that when it was new. That was like on Tokyo Blog. I'm subbed to Tokyo Blog. My weekend actually starts tomorrow. Why does everyone like Butts? He was in a good game. Well, he's actually an extremely boring protagonist. I can understand if people would like him because he's boring. But considering how interesting most Final Fantasy protagonists are, he's like, there's very little to him. He's like descended from relatively important people. but so is the entire cast of Final Fantasy V and the entire cast of Final Fantasy in general. He has a harem, I guess. I actually had the PS1 version of Final Fantasy V, which is what butts and other really terrible translations come from. Faris from Final Fantasy V, her actual name is Sarisa, and in the PS1 version it was translated as Salsa. 4 has amazing characters. I don't know if that was Tominaga, I wasn't paying attention. This is Kiraki and Akagaru. I still don't know if that's pronounced Akagaru. I'm pretty sure that first character is Aka, like red. But I'm not 100% sure. And I've never bothered to look it up. And even if it is Aka, I don't know if it's pronounced Aka in that spelling. Roy's growth rates are actually okay. And his base stats are okay. His class upgrade is really the only thing wrong with him. Roy's actually quite good. Roy is like a better character statistically than Ellawood is. In terms of like stats. And certainly when you bring in the weapon, when you factor in the weapon, he's got one of the best weapons in the series. It's all Roy's promotion. It's just too garbage. It's way too late. One of the most popular ROM hacks um, of 5, I mean a 6, of Fire Emblem 6, makes it so that knights move 5 spaces and that Roy promotes earlier. Nice parry. Ragnell is probably better than the Sword of Seals. And Sword of Seals had super effective damage against dragons, which were a lot of the end game enemies, so that was good. Ragnell was unbreakable, so that was good. Fightcade Alex is really bad. I don't think I've ever played a good Alex on Fightcade. Maybe like once. Weren't they both ranged? Yeah, they're both ranged. Sword of Seals and the Ragnell. Both could be 1 or 2, I think. But you could only get what do you call it? I did a hard mode playthrough of Path of Radiance recently. Even with like max stats, even with like max strength, Ike does not one shot fucking bosses. He needs like Aether, and even then that's like a 2-shot or a 3-shot. Oh, there it is. Low short cancel the super. You can only get Aethers from close. That's what I was gonna say, but I got distracted by the game. You can absolutely destroy Path of Radiance using only Marcia and Ike. In fact, it's easier than playing the game normally. Use like +1 peg. You want to throw Titania in there too, that works. Marcia is extremely anti-meta. And also extremely good. I don't have any thoughts to make a video about. He's like the same, he was ported rather faithfully. His pokes are slightly more mediocre. The only poke that feels like a third strike poke is low strong. Low strong feels about as good in both games. His stand forward feels a little bit worse. His stand strong doesn't exist in its same form. His towards strong doesn't exist in its same form. His crouch strong is pretty much the same. But he still plays like a mix-up, like a weird pokey mix-up rushdown character with odd movement. Fire Emblem 6 is my least favorite of all the ones I played. Seven is probably my favorite Final Fantasy. It's damn good, not counting tactics. Or I guess 12. I guess 12 then 7 then 12 then tactics then 7. Roy is ass. I don't like Fire Emblem 6. I think the map design is god awful. Every map is fucking enormous, and it takes forever. It takes like a million turns to do every single map. Just because you're always moving units. You can bring too many units, and like, it just takes too long. And also they have really aggravating designs where the enemies can attack you, or like random objects can attack you and you can't attack the enemies back. I find Fire Emblem 6 to be a really frustrating game. Especially because the characters are kind of worse. That was cool. That was cool. Anti-air elbow, combat into towards strong on reaction. I might have said Final Fantasy on accident, but I was talking about Fire Emblem. I played Advance Wars. I played all of them. I never played Battalion Wars, but I played 1, 2, Dual Strike, and what was it gonna hit? No. Days of Ruin. I probably like them more the deeper they get. I like Days of Ruin the most, and then Dual Strike, and then 2, and then 1. I played Shining Force once. I have it on Virtual Console, I think. So a Blitzball is water neutral, right? It doesn't sink and it doesn't float. It has the same density of water. It's got the same mass to volume that water has. But Blitzballs have like a fucking meter and a half, like, no, I forget what it was. I like saw a fucking thing that someone broke down, but it was like looking at the size of a Blitzball and determining the mass it would need to have its apparent volume and given density. And it was like Blitzballs ended up weighing like 140 pounds. Which actually makes it make sense that Waka would use it as a weapon. Blitzball was fun. I actually stopped my original Final Fantasy X playthrough because I like started playing Blitzball. Like, I stopped bothering to play the main game because Blitzball was too fun. And then, like, I didn't want to keep playing the main game because, like, I was too busy playing Blitzball. I didn't want to go back to it because it had been too long. The short back fierce frame trap. Kanada's still not back. I'm pretty sure Keynote's mid top 8 at various tournaments before. I've never made top 8 at a tournament, but then again, I've only been to like 5 tournaments. I've made top 1 at locals. And by locals, I don't mean Wednesday night fights, I mean other locals. At most of the local events I went to, I was the best player present. Got him? Nice. That was a lot of dizzy. Oh shit, it actually stunned? I didn't think it would stun. Tominaga, stop. Damn, that didn't dizzy. Makoto's dizzy bar is really long. She also has shadow health, which in this game is above average. Oh, the third. He fucked that up. That character is King. I think it's pronounced O. It might have another pronunciation too. Dobai. O. Might be Dopai, I can't tell. The Karakusa for the meter build. Minimize the damage, maximize the number of hits. Ooh. Makoto can't get a crazy conversion out of that. I didn't play X2. Who the fuck was Pain? Like, literally, who is she? Damn, why is that working, Tominaga? That's pretty riskless, to be honest. He messed it up. He never messes it up. Oh my god, this could be a turnaround. Oh, Makoto traded but didn't die. Is that the end? Well, we got an exhibition. I played the DS port. Oh my god, wake up Blue Perry. Why is that working? He tried it again. Is Final Fantasy IV the only game, the only Final Fantasy game where the protagonist, like, unambiguously gets hooked up with the love interest? I guess Final Fantasy VIII also did that.